desire, destruction, and death, truth versus illusion, repression and dependence, class differences, passion and sexuality. These complex themes underscore the relationships that drive the action of the play, A Streetcar Named Desire. The play's four major characters, Blanche, Stanley, Stella, and Mitch, are driven by a variety of desires that almost always lead to their destruction, and to the destruction of those around them. For example, Blanche is torn between conflicting desires of finding romantic love and marriage that will protect her from life's harsh realities. But her husband's death has driven her to sexual promiscuity and drinking that drives her away from these things. Blanche often resorts to lies to prevent other people, and possibly herself, from seeing the truth, which ultimately leads to her destruction. Stanley's greatest desire is to maintain his dominant position as head of the family, but his marriage to Stella is an ongoing cycle of sexual desire and violence. When Blanche threatens his domination of his family, Stanley decides to destroy her by exposing her past and by raping her. Truth versus illusion is a theme mostly playing out through Blanche and Stanley. Blanche has trouble looking at the unvarnished truth. Because of this, she lives in the dimly lit world of half-truths and illusion, hiding behind her refined, often manipulative Southern manners. But Stanley is bluntly honest and crude, and he despises lying, but has no compassion for others. He uses the truth as a weapon to control and destroy Blanche. For Stella, compassion overrides truth, and she believes her sister's behavior is understandable, considering the tragic outcome of Blanche's marriage. In the end, Stella chooses illusion over truth in order to preserve her marriage. Repression and dependence speak to the play's context, a time when women were expected to be dependent on men, both financially and emotionally, a dependence that dictated the course of their lives. The death of her young husband and the loss of her family home have made Blanche especially vulnerable. And Stella's financial, emotional, and sexual dependence on her husband Stanley traps her in a life with a horrible man who abuses her and rapes her sister. Class differences are depicted through the characters' clashing social classes. Blanche bases her identity on being a refined Southern belle who appreciates the finer things in life. Stella has left her upper-class background behind to join Stanley. Blanche sees her sister's choice as a big step down in social status, but low-class Stanley rips away Blanche's mask of superiority. This confirms Blanche's view of him as no better than an animal, represented by the inhuman jungle voices and lurid reflections when he rapes her. Passion and sexuality of characters in the play reflects the way they view the world. Blanche's sexual exploits are a way for her to escape the reality of her husband's suicide and the role she played in it. Stanley exudes a confident animal sexuality that binds him to his wife, Stella. Stella is possessed by a need to fulfill that sexual passion for Stanley. But Stanley also uses sexuality as a weapon, raping Blanche in order to dominate her.